Okay, we're talking about proactive parenting, Trumpet of Jubilee Ministries. I'm Johnny Herndon. This is my friend and cohort, Patrick Shields. Today we want to start with talking about training your child is a matter of really showing them by example what you live more than what you say, who you are more than some instruction that you give them, because children become really the imprint of our character more so than the product of all of our teaching and training and griping and things of that nature.
They so much pick up on who you are and want to be like you. It's a natural thing built in by God. And so that's to be expected. And don't think you're going to override by saying, do what I say, not what I do. It won't work that way. So I'm going to have to say, I think you need to do a heart check and see, are you really who you want to be, and submit that to God and trust Him to make you who you need to be. Let Christ be imprinted on you, and that's what you'll imprint on your children.
You always make it so hard. Just kidding. Okay, so when I'm looking at the kids, naturally we have directives that we give the children. We've already covered some of these thoughts in proactive parenting. We give a directive and then we enforce that proactively so that children aren't out doing the things we tell them that they're forbidden to do, only to then turn around and have to punish them in some way because they've just done this. So if our character and our practice, our habit, who we are, is a diligent person, if we are diligent people, then the idea of training the children should be pretty automatic to us. If we're lazy parents, they pick up on that and then they get turned loose because we never care to follow through with things. And basically where the kid winds up is in a place of relative autonomy, and then they do whatever comes to mind. A child left to himself will bring his mother shame. And that speaks to us that we didn't really care enough to be energetic enough, to be proactive enough, and the kids picking up on that too, unfortunately.
Yes. Now, I mentioned before I had my daughter help me build in the house. Well, I didn't just turn her loose with a hammer and nails. She'd hurt herself, and the house wouldn't work out all that well either. So I would demonstrate to her, show her what I wanted done, and then help her do it a little bit, and then let her do it on her own and make a few mistakes and learn from her mistakes. But I was also showing her the attitude of, you can do this.
Well, now, when I think about, I'm trying to get an example. One straight up example would be, for some folks, this is so easy, it wouldn't be a problem at all, but always dealing with children, you seem to have this thing where sanitation comes to mind. Either keeping their room clean, keeping their bed clean, picking up their toys, you know what I'm talking about. Depending on how your particular preference is, it could be a lot of things. But the one thing that doesn't work, at least as far as a good example is concerned, is if we want the child to be a very tidy person and learn, how to manage stuff, okay? So we're always telling them, go clean your room, but everything that they see in, say, your room or common living areas, i.e. the living room and kitchen, right? If that's in total disarray or even partial disarray, and yet we're always harping on the kid, you got to keep your room clean, then see, we got a disconnect going on. So I'm saying, for instance, I'm not saying how you train the kids. I would say you would have the kids help you keep things clean. But that wouldn't be, you sit on a couch with your feet up and say, okay, kids, let's go to work on that floor in there. When you get done with that, you can hit the windows. I think it would be they would see you doing what you do, and then they would be commanded really to join in and help at the level that they can. So if mama's cleaning, the kids are cleaning. But the inverse of that is if mama ain't cleaning, kids shouldn't necessarily have to be cleaning either. That's painful, but true.
Yeah, a lot of what you're going to put across is your attitude. If what you're wanting them to do in this, say you're doing one of these things, but everything about you, your body language, your kind of big size or whatever, that this is a huge drudgery. That's what you're training them is that, yeah, you're going to have to do this, but it's a huge drudgery. And that's not really what you want to do. The activities that you do, you want a certain amount of enthusiasm in it. And so your attitude of how you do this is going to come across as much as the activity itself.
All right.